This is a teenage girl with autism. She struggles with communication and has difficulty socializing, often becoming a target for bullying by her classmates. But she possesses extraordinary abilities. After reading a text just once, she can recite it perfectly from memory. With a single glance at a necktie, she instantly knows exactly how many dots are on it. Her hearing is also remarkably acute. She can clearly pick up whispered conversations from over 30 feet away. However, it's precisely these gifts that make her the sole witness to a murder case. That evening, Ji-yu was in her room, watching cartoons, when the sound of shattering glass in the distance startled her. She opened her window and looked toward the source of the noise, spotting two figures struggling together across the way. The terrible sounds she heard caused her to suddenly lose emotional control. The next morning, police surrounded the area. What Ji-yu had witnessed the night before turned out to be a murder scene. An elderly man in his 80s had died in his home, and the caregiver beside him became the prime suspect. In the detention center, the caregiver tearfully told his defense attorney that she was innocent. She claimed the old man had tried to commit suicide the previous night, and he had attempted to save him. Seeing the caregiver's pitiful state, Attorney Sunho believed his story. However, Ji-yu, as the case's only eyewitness, had a completely different account. She insisted that the caregiver wasn't trying to save the man that night. He was killing him. On the day of the first trial, an expert brought in by the prosecution pointed out that the plastic bag the old man allegedly used for suicide showed no signs of tearing or struggle. Moreover, the caregiver was still young and strong. How could he have failed to stop an 80-year-old man? After hearing this, Sunho immediately pulled out a research paper, stating that when people experience breathing difficulties, they instinctively develop a survival instinct and fight back with tremendous force. Even a young caregiver wouldn't be able to withstand that kind of strength. The expert looked visibly embarrassed because the paper Sunho was citing was his own work. Sunho then presented similar cases from the past, explaining that to reduce suffering, suicide victims typically add butane to the bag. This same substance was found in the current case. Surveillance footage from a nearby store showed that the elderly man had purchased butane just a few days earlier. This video evidence left the prosecution speechless. With this, Sunho achieved victory in the first trial. His next target was to tackle the eyewitness testimony, arguing that Ji-yu, with her autism, couldn't provide reliable testimony. But through his research, Sunho began to understand for the first time that the world of people with autism far exceeded anything he had ever imagined.